your compliance management system, it sort of weaves into your first line, second line, and third line of defense. Now, as in compliance, we understand what are the regulations that are applicable to your core business or the business that is at hand, of your organization, and deploying that into first line. Again, ensuring that first line is aware of their rights and responsibilities, and of course, with your third line of defense, and of course where you're sitting as a compliance officer. And traceability is exactly what you need to identify, right, any vulnerabilities, any mitigations, any risk. How are your controls put in place? How are your policies and procedures? Do you have sufficient policies and procedures? If there is a gap, if there is a high impact risk area, what does your training look like? So incorporating these traceabilities into your operations, and putting that, again, building it in a way where here are the requirements from a first line of defense perspective, second line of defense perspective, and third line of defense perspective. So even though at times these are things that are worked in silo, but traceability gives you the opportunity to go in and connect and link these. So, we in compliance, if we're working on a regulation or a requirement that is going to go into effect, or there was some minor changes to that, but you as a compliance officer, how are you looking at this? What was the last time you did a risk assessment on this particular requirement? When was the last time when you looked at this requirement and updated the policy or procedure? Has any other requirements related to this requirements have come out in the last, right? You set a date, in the last 3 months, in the last 6 months, in the last a year, for something that you didn't identify as a problem. So that's how I see it. Traceability weaved into first, second, and third line of defense, and of course overall and the core of the business.